Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers and welcome back to the Pacific Northwest. It is early morning. Yesterday afternoon I fought with helpers, courseplay, myself. I got work done, but it was kind of a struggle. I finally have taken the contract in field 35 to sow it. That's what this worker, or excuse me, this is what courseplay is doing now for me. But it took a while to get this going. I had this problem before and it took me a while to figure out what was going on. I kept generating the course and it kept, for some reason, it would right now he'd be seeding halfway over to where he's already seeded. And I finally realized in course play, and it finally came back to me, where was that setting? It's somewhere. I'll find it. It's somewhere. Is it here? Offset. Tool offset. It kept putting a tool offset in there for some reason. Couldn't figure out why, but I finally found it. When I found it, oh yeah, the offset. For some reason, with this seedrill, it created an offset, so I was only using half of the seedrill, if that makes any sense. I do have the fertilizer turned off, so it's just seeding. The contract is for 25,000, so yeah, I'm probably going to end up making a profit of maybe 10 after I pay for all the seed and repair the seedrill and all that. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I forgot. It just didn't seem like as much. So what have I gotten done? I've done other contracts as well. I've weeded this field right here for him. So I got 13 grand for that. I have now taken a contract to fertilize this field. But our fertilizer is, well, I think he's about done. He's fertilizing our fields. That's what I was doing yesterday afternoon. I was spraying herbicide and weeding and fertilizing. I got all these fields done over here. That was also an issue because when I was doing these fields over here, of course I was hiring workers and I was up here with a Fendt cleaning off the straw off this field, and I would start over here and I kept forgetting that my workers kept going over the grass field, and that's where our bales are, our silage bales. So they would get stuck once in a while and I forget about it. Then I brought the fertilizer spray over here, same situation. But that's where we are now. We're spraying herbicide in this field because these weeds here hit stage 2. But right now what I need to do is we're going to come over here. Need to grab our John Deere. I need to put the narrow tires on it. Then we're going to grab the weeder behind us. Probably should have grabbed them now. That's fine. Yeah, I can weed the other field because that's only stage 1 in that field. A whole bunch of workers have done it once. We're here. You know what? Let's repair it. $1,600. Customize. Where is it? And is it this way? And every time I come in here it resets the weights, which is, I find interesting. Front weights, yeah, just give me all the weight you got. No cost to customize this. Shouldn't be. Alright, let's back out of here, hook up that weeder, head over there and get them started, and that way all the fields down here are pretty much set to go. But I am going to grab our fertilizer sprayer. I probably have to refill him because he's been spraying a lot of fields. And then he can get working on the contract. The contract's going to be kind of important, obviously, because, well, I don't want to say we're losing cash, but we're down to just shy of $300,000. The price of the silage at the barn went up yesterday, but it stopped at $188. It didn't rise hardly at all. And I said, you know what? I'm going to hold on to it. Did you plant corn over here as well, dude? Looks like you did. Looks like you saw what I was doing, and it's like, that farmer knows what he's doing. I'm going to copy what he did. I need to reset all that. I do not need GPS on here. Yep, narrow tires, just making sure. This is stage 2 of growth, I do believe. So, yeah, narrow tires are definitely needed. Lower that down. Hire a worker. Overlap just a little bit. This field here is going to be chaff for some silage, which we do need. Looks like our sprayers are playing tag or something. I have been thinking about moving our refill points, the Alien Gym refill points, the sheds. I thought I was going to like them over there, but really I probably should just put them over here so I can, when I'm done, I can refill them. So I can park them back over here. Because what I've been doing, I mean, is being, other than being lazy, I come over here, refill them, it's like, I'll park them later. And then, like, an episode or two later, it's like, oh, I need a herbicide and fertilize some fields. I'm like, yeah, I left them parked over by the sheds. And for what it costs at this point, you know, it's, I think they're like $5,000 a piece. And of course, if I sell these two, I'll get a total of $5,000 back. So I'll just be spending like $5,000 to relocate them. It's basically what will happen. Probably not today I'll do it, but you know, I'll put some more thought into it, if you will. Alright, let's grab this guy. Yeah, you're not going to have enough to do that field of 33, which we're going to pay, let me go back into contracts here. Was it $20,000? Yeah, $20,000 to fertilize that field. Fertilizing contracts in FS19 pay off pretty well. Now, the only thing is, I don't know, because I'm playing on hard economy. I don't know if the economy that you play changes the pricing of the contracts. I would think it does, but you know, I can't know that for sure. But I'm gonna, you know, if I'm getting paid $20,000 on hard economy, I can imagine what it's like on normal or easy. But I got to come down here, fill this guy up, send him off. He can fertilize field 33. So what we are planting in field 35 for a contract is canola. So, you know, I finally said I just got to, you know, I will make some money on field 35 doing the contract after I pay for the seed and, you know, repair my implements and all that. I will get, but just having it sit there waiting for you know, someone to do the sowing contract, I'm not progressing to get other contracts like fertilizing. And then, of course, what we all like to do is harvest that field under a contract and get the extra crop off it like we did with the cotton that time. We got a lot of cotton off that field on that contract. That was a real nice surprise for sure. So once we get this guy off and working down here, we're heading up to the Northern Plateau. I got the T8 over in field number 3 up in the northeast by the agricultural wholesale. I forgot the name of that building. Yeah, I worked yesterday afternoon, or tried to, and picked up all that straw in that field. It went to the dairy supply company, the bioheating plant, if you will. And I probably earned about $12,000 somewhere in there for bringing straw over. Alright, so we're doing a contract there. So we are 39% done sowing that field. And, of course, we just started here. Whoops, that's not the page I want. So while I'm waiting here, yeah, so the barn price jumped up from like 172. I'm like, oh, good, it's going to rise. And it stopped at 188. And I was like, yeah, that's not good. What's the straw go? Oh, the straw is going for a better price today. That's fine. Our canola fields up in the Northern Plateau are ready. I'm trying to get used to these symbols. This is canola. Yeah, it looks like we'll be storing that, but I don't think we're going to get to harvest that today at all. That's going to be probably, I'll have to wait until we get back next week. I am heading back to Mercury Farms for Monday. Yeah, so we're going to be planting soybeans up there. I'm just checking out the pricing to see. I mean, it looks like canola, sunflowers, and soybeans are all going for roughly the same price. As for animals, I did not train a horse yesterday, so, I mean, I haven't started training one, so it's not like I'm losing that much. Up to 443 pigs again. Well, not again, but yeah, it seems like we just sold them, but yeah, we're, by the end of today, or in the next 24 hours, probably before I go to bed in this in-game day, I'll probably have to sell some pigs. If I wait until next morning, then I'll be losing some profit. The chickens, yeah, they're fine. They could use some food, but nothing dire need. Obviously, our sheep we took care of. Our cows we took care of, obviously. Up to 33,000 liters of milk already. That's good. And, of course, our horses, yeah, we just get stable fees for that. So I think we're up to speed of what's going on here. Yeah, this, watching this guy on course play with this seed drill, it takes him forever to turn around and get into the next row. Maybe what I should have done, and it's been a while since I did it, but I could have set up course plate to skip a row, and it would have made him easier to have him turn this thing around. I'm not going to have you suffer and watch him turn around because it will take him for ages, because I need to get right to work. Oh, well, the other thing I probably should show you, because on the house, I think I mentioned this about, trying to find a light switch. We went to bed. I found it by accident, actually. So this is the door I go in. But last night when I went to bed, I thought, oh, can I go in this door? Oh, and it does open. But the light switch is right here for the inside of the house for the lights. I couldn't open this door last night. That's weird. Maybe because I was... Yeah, here we go. Now I can't close it. Come on. There we go. If you're inside, you can also just go here and you're close enough to activate the lights on and off. Leave the lights off because, well, we gotta save energy. So back outside. That's not the door. That's the door, Peanut. There you go. My truck is still in there, so we're good to go. I didn't spend no time at the pool this morning. I was still aggravated from yesterday afternoon from dealing with all of my workers. So he's weeding. So our fields down here, they're growing. These fields are ready to go. Obviously, these fields will be ready to go. And these fields are ready for harvest. But we are coming up here to our T8. Let's unfold. We are on soybeans. It's all loaded up, ready to go. I did repair the seed drill and the T8. So when I came up here, I said, I don't know when the last time I repaired the seed drill, so I repaired it. It's going to be good to go. I think what I'm going to do is, I mean, it's an odd-shaped field, so I've been trying to figure out how to do it. I mean, I guess I could just keep doing laps on it, but that means I won't be able to use GPS. But the way the field is shaped, it's kind of hard to use GPS, so yeah, I'm just going to have to be on my best here and see how well I can do. That could be very tricky. But hopefully it won't take me too long. I almost had a couple of incidents with the Fendt tractor and the train when I was picking up the straw. Because I wasn't really paying attention what I was doing. I mean, basically I was just playing like roulette or like playing the lottery. Like, what are the chances of me, I just blindly turning around on the railroad track thinking, what are the chances the train's going to be coming up here as I'm in this section? It's like right now, it's like I wouldn't look. I would just come over here, hop up on the tracks, turn around, and I turn around, so I'm like, oh, there's a train right there coming right now. Interesting. So, yeah, a couple times. It was, I don't want to say close. It wasn't like, life or death situation. So, yep, we're going to definitely put down soybeans up here. We got canola already up here, so I figured, let's go soybeans. And at least this time, we know the field doesn't need to be plowed. It's probably going to need lime next time. That would be my guess. If it does, it does. Kind of a foggy morning. Wonder if I'll get a double stage of fertilization from going over that crop and seeding it in. So, yes, we're down to, like I said, we're just down to, well, we were near 300,000, but I'm losing money because hired workers and filling up fertilizers and herbicides. But, yeah, I can last another 2 days the way we're going. That's if we don't sell anything, but hopefully at some point those silage bale prices or the silage price itself will creep up. And then, yeah, we usually get about $130,000 to $160,000. Depending on the price. But I did mow just a little bit more grass than before. I kind of went around the cotton field. So I may have gotten an extra 3 bales. And that means 3 bales is 60,000 liters of silage. I was trying to figure out how long this would take me to seed this field. But you all know by now, if you've been on the channel long enough, I do love this seedrill. It seems to be like the perfect width for me, and for most fields it seems to be just the right size. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take me too long to seed this field. So probably after we get done here, I may we'll go back to the farm, drop off this tractor and seedrill, and what I think we'll do is we'll grab the small trailer and fill it up with some wheat, and we'll go top off the chickens. The reason why I said they're not in dire need of it, but I don't want to come back next week and kind of get caught up of harvesting the canola in those 3 fields that's ready. And you know, it's probably going to be a rush all, because I got a funny feeling when I come back, those fields down the lower plateau might be ready as well. The corn fields, I won't be a rush down there. It'd be more of the cotton and grass fields, because the corn is basically for the pigs and or silage for the cows, so it's not like I need to harvest it and sell it. But turning the fields over is always I won't say a priority, but as soon as we can. That's why when I start seasons, and hopefully, I know I keep saying seasons is coming soon, and it will. But seasons can be kind of relaxing in that way, because when you first start off, you know, I don't know how many days I'm going to play. They recommend 9, but I usually do 6 days. I may just start with 9 and leave at that, because you can always just skip a day. But you don't feel like you're in a rush with seasons for the most part, unless the weather's not on your side. Then it's like, oh crap, I don't have enough days to do all this. I'm pretty sure some of you out there are probably already playing seasons. Are you enjoying it yet, or are you finding it a little bit more aggravating with the crop rotation, seed germination failures, harvest? When it comes time to harvest, are you losing crops because of frost? All that fun stuff. I know it's kind of a little bit of a learning curve compared to what it was in 17. Ah, there's the train. Too busy watching the train, I wasn't watching where I was driving. Yeah, so it looks like I'm making pretty good progress here in this field. I thought that was going to take a long time, but you know, since I did repair the seedrill, we are harvesting at a decent speed, 16 miles an hour. And yeah, at 9 meters, it's covering a good area, and of course, every time I make a lap, the field's getting smaller and smaller. I am liking the house, though. It's kind of nice to go back to the house, and it's, you know, I think it's nice. The only thing I don't think the mod does is it doesn't flatten the terrain around it when you place it. So I did read, like you said, when you place it, you probably want to smooth out the land, which is what I did. I smoothed out the land before I placed it down, then place it down. And of course, where the pool is, you have to lower the land there, or else yeah, the pool doesn't look right. So basically what I did is I flattened the whole area, and then I placed the house down, and then where the pool was, I went back over with the landscaping tool and lowered the land there, so the pool looked good. We did see I have one little piece in the corner that I would like to lower, but it's hard to get the landscaping tool in that one specific spot to lower the land. So it's like, you know what, it's not really showing that bad. I think I can deal with it. We can deal with it. So I did see the contract was fulfilled in field 33, so that should be 20 grand coming our way. Probably $4,000 of fertilizer I got to refill, so we'll just call it a 15 grand income. Can't say no to that, can you? I mean, for like an hour's worth of work. So it is, yeah, we just barely bought this land up here, but it's been kind of nice to get to a different part of the map. And like I said, even in FS17 when I played this map, there was a field up here I really did like, and I just never got around to buying the field. I mean, if you want to call it, well, the field was in this exact location, but it was quite different. I think it had, I can't remember if there was electrical poles in the middle of the field, but also had like a little bit of a pond with a rock, I do believe, also in it as well. So it's one of those fields that a worker would not like it too much. Horseplay might even have had a problem with it. It's a field that you would have pretty much had to do the work yourself in. And I just never got around to it because, well, as you know by now, like I said, I'm lazy. And I was like, yeah, anytime I got to do work in that field, I'm going to have to do it. Because a worker is not going to enjoy that field too much. I think the only way it probably would have worked is if you did like the headlands, and then if you did some work around like that rock and pond that was there. But I had enough fields going on as it was. So it looks like I should be able to wrap this up by 10 o'clock in the morning, I would think. Maybe even sooner. Looking at this field, I think if I start, I've been starting in the, well, the corner that's down there. But I think if I were to hire a worker, if I start up in this corner right over here, I'll turn the seat drill off and lift up and bring it over. It's kind of probably the best location to start hiring a worker. I mean, that's pretty kind of straight right there. I may have to give it a go with the Valtra when he comes over here to fertilize the field. But I just checked on my workers down in the lower plateau. I want Olsen to hit me because I said, thinking to myself, I hired that fertilizer sprayer to fertilize field 33. But since I'm doing a contract in field 35, quote unquote, I own those fields at this moment. That's why I'm allowed to work in them. I'm like, I hope he didn't just keep on, because the boom is so big. If he gets anywhere close to field 35, I was hoping he didn't continue, because if he did, that would really cut into my profit for fertilizing field 33, because I'd be fertilizing field 35 and gaining nothing from it. But luckily, I'm not having the issue with workers today like I did yesterday afternoon. Like a good farm helper, he stopped. I did not collect a contract yet, and I think the Fendt tractor is probably like 60% done-ish, somewhere in that area. And one of my cotton fields is 80% ready for harvest. Yeah, don't you love when it does that? It's just 80%. It's like 4/5 of the field are just, yeah, it's ready for harvest. I'm like, yeah, well, it's going to wait until next week. If the canola fields up here are waiting for next week, yeah, my cotton fields are going to wait until next week. But it was nice to see, though, when I hired a worker to spray those fields with fertilizer yesterday, when he continued on to the grass field, he actually fertilized the grass field before it was in the harvest stage. I'm like, finally, I've tried fertilizing it before, after the first growth stage, and it wouldn't fertilize. Wait, what did that say? Oh yeah, this guy. I was like, I forgot. I'm like, I just had a worker complete a job, and I was only thinking of the contracts. I forgot about the John Deere weeding out that cornfield. So those are all good to go. Yeah, so next week it's going to be a real busy week when we come back. All of our fields are pretty much ready for harvest, except for this one. The good news is we took care of the animals the other day. So they are good to go for a while. Except for the pigs. I got to remember about the pigs. Meaning that I'll sell them. Maybe I should just sell like a trailer load before I leave today, because that way when I come back, in case I forget, they'll, I won't have a full hog barn and forget about it. But dropping down to 300 hogs / pigs in that hog barn, the reproduction rate stays right at half an hour. So dropping down to 300 hogs in that barn, yeah, it doesn't take longer for the reproduction rate. So yeah, I think we'll go ahead and sell a trailer worth of hogs today. I mean, that's 48 pigs a day we're pretty much producing. So yeah, you can look at that. That hog barn is making us $48,000 a day, but a lot of money has gone into those into those animals to get the $48,000 per day. I mean, first off, you gotta. I mean, I'm not going to say you gotta buy land because, well, I mean, you do. You got to own the land to put it on, but then you got to pay for the hog barn, which I think that costs $250,000. Then, of course, I think we started off with the 84 pigs, so that's like $130,000. Because I think the pigs are $1,500 when you buy them. And then, of course, then you got to, get all the food going. So, I mean, I'm not going to count the harvesters and all that. I mean, the crop that you got to give them. Yeah, it takes a while to make money on pigs, and yeah, I don't think you're making that much on them. Now, when you play in seasons, it might be different. But with all that said and done, we are done with this field here for today. Did not take long at all to see that. I mean, it's only 9:30, which is pretty good playing at ×5 the speed. What I'm going to do is we're going to drive up this way because I need to drive past the fuel station. And I think I'm going to throw some diesel fuel in here. One thing when I started using the DEF fuel mod, I was thinking, oh man, I was trying to create a fuel pump that does diesel fuel and DEF fuel. And right from the get-go, I worked maybe like an hour on it, and I could either get it to use either squirt out diesel fuel or DEF fuel, but never both at the same time. And I couldn't figure out why. But now looking back at it, it's like I really don't need a DEF fuel pump because for as much DEF fuel as I'm going through, yeah, we'll just take my pickup truck and go to the store and grab a couple containers and fill whatever vehicle needs it. Yeah, I only got 8.4 hours on the T8, but I still got 88% DEF fuel in here. So the Fendt tractor, I mean, that Fendt tractor is getting used on this farm. It's getting used pretty good. How our wool pallets are doing? They're doing pretty good. And the egg pallets, we're going to get to the point of no more room for eggs. That's going to be a thing sometime soon. Alright, so let's bring this guy back. We're going to grab the Valtra and the trailer. We're going to load up some wheat. We're going to come and feed the chickens. And then I think we'll head on down and grab the Volvo truck. We'll grab the animal trailer. And I think we'll sell some pigs. And then I think I'll tidy up a little bit before I head back to Mercury Farms. Catch my plane. I don't really need to repair this since I just repaired it before I went up there. Narrow tires are fine, I guess. We're not going to have that much weight, I don't think. I think the narrow tires can manage it. Got to make sure I grab this trailer right here with a little trap door in the back. That little trap door right there. It's the only way I can find out how to feed those chickens with that mod. Wow, we got almost 200,000 liters of wheat. Yep, my harvester is still sitting there. I thought about moving it when I was cleaning up just before I started recording. I said, I'll just leave it there because I'm going to use it soon anyways. Alright, let's see. Well, first I should need to turn up the HUD. Tip side. Well, that's the wrong side. I need it to be tip side back. Tip side grain door. That should be the door in the back. If I back up slowly, shouldn't be a problem, I think. Perfect. See, sometimes I can back up. If I back up slow, it's not a problem. It's when I'm trying to do commentary and back up at a too fast of a speed. It's like, man, I can't drive worth a darn. But then I go off camera. It's like, why can't I back up when I'm not, when I'm not recording? While we're waiting for that to unload. Oh, I do have the HUD up. How are we doing here? 48% in water level and manure. We are fine. I tried putting in here with a bucket and it didn't register, so I don't know if this is all the manure that's actually in here. Looks like I got two different layers, so yeah, for some reason I tried emptying it in with a bucket and it didn't register. You guys took all that wheat. But they are good. They are good to go. Well, I'm going to bring this guy back. I'm going to try to find my Volvo truck, which I do believe is down by the cow pasture. We're going to head on over to the pig farm, hog barn, load up some piggies, and take them to the market. 84 pigs on board, and what I was thinking we might do with the money we're going to make from these pigs, we might be heading to the store. Because really the manure spreader I was looking at is like 80 grand, so I think the money we make from the pigs will help pay for the manure spreader, because we're getting plenty of manure to toss around here. Yeah, so new pigs are $1,500, so I was talking before about what it costs to get a pig pen going, or at least our hog barn. I bought 84 pigs, so that's going to be pretty close to $130,000, somewhere around there. Yeah, just keep on clicking until that total says 84 grand, and that'll be all of our pigs. Our beautiful black and white pigs. And confirm. That always looks good when you see a lot of income. Drive our trailer back. Next, we'll go this way here just to get a good look. So there's our cotton field. Like I said, it's like 80% ready for harvest. Our other cotton field, yeah, it's got to wait one more cycle. And I think our grass field is what we cut afterwards. You can see all of our bales still sitting here. If the price doesn't go up, I'm going to have to pick up these bales and get them off the grass field so I can cut the grass again. But next time we cut the grass, like I said, I need to make some hay, so that's not going to be silage bales. That's going to be, we're actually going to use a tedder on the back of the Big M, and then the Fendt tractor, or whatever, whoever at this point, can windrow it up, and then we'll go around the, probably the loading wagon. Yeah, it'll have to be the loading wagon, so I got to put it into the TMR mixer, and also I need to put some hay in storage for the horses and the sheep. So that's a couple more things we're going to be doing here. I was kind of hoping that our contract would end in field 35 for seeding, but I think he's going to take a little bit longer. So it did cost $4,019 to refill our fertilizer sprayer. You can just stop right there. So we'll go in here, contracts, completed. So we got basically we made like 16 grand, 16.5. We'll collect that. 89% done on that field. So he will be done after the episode, I do believe. Let's go ahead and clean up the pigs here. Not only do I get to clean them up, I also get to feed them. So feed them some pig food. And the pigs are good. Alright, with that being said, let's go in here and manure spreaders. If I hop on down here. Yeah, so this one right here is the one I was looking at. Holds 32,000 liters of manure. How much horsepower does it require? 220 horsepower, which most of our tractors down here can handle. 24 meter working width, which is good. So let's go in here, and of course the main reason why I like using mods. One, we get to change the colors. And two, with Stevie, he kind of reduces how much manure it takes to, or the output of manure it uses when it spreads. Rim color, I think we're going orange. That just looks way too weird looking at it that way. No, that orange and red is not working. I kind of want to keep the red at the bottom. Let's go that, and wow, that's terrible. No, that's terrible. Maybe I can't stick with it. Stay with the red. How about if we go black there in the main color? Oh man, yeah, this could take me a while. You think I'd be happy with this many choices? And I keep looking. I'm like, you know what? I could use more choices. Yeah, maybe we'll just go with that right there. So a black frame. These wheels kind of match. I don't think I want to go back to the orange, or do I? Yeah, that's not that bad. I can always change it later. Yeah, so $80,800. So the piggies, pretty much the money we just earned is going right back out the door. We'll go ahead and buy that. And if we head on over to the shop, I said head on over to the shop. There it be. So now this machine here will fertilize our grass fields and our cotton fields. Now, the way I'm going to do it, because as we all know, I have problems with the cotton. I'm going to see if I can seed the fields, and then of course I'll spray the manure on it. It's kind of backwards. But I'll spray the manure on it after I seed it, because that way there'll be no cotton stalks I can destroy and have the problem like I do. If I zoom in, you can probably see it, because I tried it right here in this corner of the field. I destroyed the crop. Now I can't replant there until I cultivate it or plow it, one or the other. But we'll spray manure or spread manure down, because our pigs, how much manure do they have for us? 202,000. Wow, they got lots of slurry. Yeah, I could probably start selling some slurry. I mean, I got the slurry sprayer, but I think what I need to do is start bringing some of the slurry. Well, that's wrong. That's silage. Slurry. Here we go. Yeah, it's $100 at the BGA, which we own. Yeah, maybe I'll have to start bringing over and processing, because I don't have much digestate. I need more digestate to take care of these fields over here, because I got the sprayer. I mean, I could just use this as sprayer and bring the slurry over and spray it that way, but I'd rather sell the slurry, make digestate, and get like a double bonus from it, if you will. So yeah, I gotta wait for this guy pretty much to finish today. Oh yeah, he's doing his turnaround thing. So he's not going to use a full. I might actually make pretty well off this, because one, I'm using coarse play, so I shouldn't. Well, it says I'm paying him. Do I have another worker going? I thought when I set this up, I thought I selected coarse play not to get paid, but apparently I must have, because, Well, 714, 713, 712. Yeah, I'm paying them. All right, so I'm paying them to seed this field. And let's see, I don't know how much what it's going to cost me to reseed it, but it's not going to cost me 25 grand. So we'll make some money, and eventually I'll get contracts in this field to fertilize it, probably weed it, and of course, we'd love to harvest it, get the extra crop from it. But there we are. Yeah, so I think when we come back next week, obviously, we need to harvest. Probably when we get done with this, this will be ready for harvest, grass, all that. Our cornfields are pretty getting close to being ready for harvest, and we just did this field up here, so yeah, I think we're good to go. Our animals are all looking good. Sold some pigs, so we don't have to worry about them when we get back. The chickens, I may have to take care of the eggs a little bit. The sheep should be fine. And of course our cows, I'm probably not going to do nothing for a while because they don't have much milk. They got plenty of slurry manure as well. And horses, right now I'm not going to bother training one at the moment. I'll just get my stable fees. But I think this is where we're going to wrap it up, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time on the Pacific Northwest. But until then, have a good one.